This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a major Samoan action comedy film is set to screen in Dunedin, although some moviegoers won't know of its southern connection. Tongan Language Week is being celebrated in the South, and One Timaru Immersion School hosted a colourful performance. And Central Otago youngsters showcased their creative talents at the district's second annual Youth Art Exhibition. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Daryl Beza. Described as a Samoan action comedy film, Take Home Pay started screening across much of the country today and begins in Dunedin on Sunday. What some cinemagoers won't know is that the film was edited on a computer in a small office in Dunedin.
So you sure he took the money?
Oh yes, very sure.
How do you know?
He's the only one not going back to the island. And he's been acting strange. I think he's been planning this for a while.
Filmmaker Jack Woon going through his edit of the Samoan action comedy film called Take Home Pay. Shot in Samoa and Auckland, the movie is unique in that Woon has edited the film on a computer in a small office in Dunedin. But working away from writer-director Stallone Villaoga Laosa has not been an issue thanks to the power of the internet.
Because Stallone and I have worked together for so long, we sort of know each other's instincts and and I kind of understand what he wants. So he sort of just leaves me at it, and then I send him cuts once in a while.
I have to bag this for evidence.
Starring Tafega Fepalei, who shot to fame with the comedy duo The Laughing Samoans, the film's humour was well appreciated by audiences at recent North Island premieres.
It's a film that kind of crosses boundaries because my parents went and saw the film, and they're from a Malaysian background, and they loved the humour. You know, it's a universally funny film, so it's not just for a Pacific Island audience.
This is the director's third self-funded feature, and Woon says it explores themes a lot of New Zealanders will find familiar.
We all came from a migrant background, and the film is about seasonal work and coming to a new country to work for your family, work hard for your family, which is exactly what my parents did when they came to New Zealand. And I think it's a story that resonates in a lot of New Zealanders as well, because we're such a young country.
Take Home Pay started public screenings today in some of New Zealand's main centres, as well as smaller towns such as Tokoroa and Pororua. People in Dunedin will have to wait until this Sunday to see the movie on their screens.
Don't just stand there, go do as you're told.
I'm 40, Mum. I know what I'm doing.
In Dunedin, The South Today.
A 24-year-old man was taken into custody near Dunedin last night after a Subaru Forester SUV he was driving collided with a police car, and he allegedly approached an officer in a threatening manner. The incident happened just after 6:30 p.m, about 5 kilometres south of Allenton on State Highway 1. Neither the man nor the police officer were injured in the collision. There was a heavy police presence at the scene shortly after the crash, and the road was down to a single lane for about 2 hours. No further details have been available. Members of South Canterbury's Tongan Society have been performing around the region this week to celebrate Tongan Language Week. Several performers treated teachers and children from Timaru's He Manu Hau Māori Preschool to a performance this week. Sharing culture, rhythm and colour. Members of Timaru's Tongan Society at one of their performances this week as they celebrate Tongan Language Week. He Manu Hau manager Anna Buckingham says it's good for the two groups to continue sharing their cultures together, particularly as the bilingual Māori preschool has a couple of Tongan pupils.
Today we had the Timaru Tongan Society in, and we're celebrating Tongan Language Week.
It's the fourth year the group has performed around South Canterbury for the Tongan Celebratory Week, and Buckingham says it's nice to welcome the group back.
This is the second time that we've had the Tongan Society in. So we have some Tongan children at He Manu Hau, and we're all celebrating together.
This was just one of 4 performances the group gave during the week. Tongan Language Week runs until Saturday and is being celebrated with events throughout the country. In Timaru, the South Today. The SPCA are seeking answers after a small dog was found abandoned at a State Highway 1 rest area tied to a rubbish bin. It's not known how long the Border Terrier cross was left without shelter and apparently without food or water on the Waihuaiti-Waitati road north of Waitati. SPCA Inspector Sophia Tinerau says the dog was left out in the open, exposed to the weather. Tinerau praised the member of public who found the dog and took him to the SPCA in Dunedin, and says if no one finds animals like this, it's a death sentence. She says abandoning an animal is a crime is a criminal offence under the Animal Welfare Act of 1999. The youth of Upper Clutha had plenty to showcase at the district's 2nd annual youth exhibition held recently. The Wanaka youngsters showed off some young enterprise schemes as well as creative skills, including photography and video making.
Setting up for an evening of local pupils showcasing youth-driven initiatives and skills at Wanaka Library.
That's an opportunity for the community to come in and meet some of our youth who are doing some really cool things in music and dance and enterprise projects they're passionate about. We've got some photography going on in there.
Photographer Toby Mills shared images of architecture and scenery he's photographed in and out of New Zealand.
2 years ago I asked for a camera for my birthday and I got one, and I've just loved taking photos with fun. And I went to France for a year to learn some French and just to have that experience. And as well, I'm also half British, so I took my camera there and took some photos.
Filmmaker Nat Warburton showed some of his films of adventure sports, including river surfing at the local Hawea Wave.
I've always loved filmmaking since a very young age, where I've had a camera, and it's been very good to use it expressively to show you what you do. And I love the outdoors because it has so much to offer, and river surfing is awesome because it's a great community and everybody's having fun together.
A young enterprise scheme project under the name of Good Fuel have found an easy way to make a healthier biscuit.
We're selling ready-made baking bags, so we've got our bags here, and they are just all the dry ingredients to make chocolate chip oat cookies.
So our cookies are all refined sugar-free, so we did a lot of recipe testing and all before we finally got them on the market today. So yeah, our main goal behind them was just to make them sugar-free.
And some of the musical entertainment on the night was provided by Luca Giorgali and Lillian Eastwood. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, the historic Littleton Tug has been thrown a lifeline, and we meet another of the hopefuls in the race for the Dunedin Mayoralty. See you after the break.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, we bring you the best value. We have bought a massive selection of moleskins, and we're passing on the savings to you. Buy one pair, save $25. Buy two, save $60, and we have a great deal on our knitwear. Look at it all, 25% off all our knitwear. And to go with the knitwear, what about a nice warm shirt? These are 25% off too. And while we're doing the 25% off, what about on the jackets? 25% off them as well.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So check us out for massive savings this winter.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Welcome back. New Zealand's oldest operational steamship, which sits in Littleton Harbour, has been thrown a funding lifeline. The Christchurch City Council's Social, Community Development and Housing Committee has granted more than $41,000 to the Littleton Tug Preservation Society. The funding decision was made at a council meeting this week. Society board member Roger Ellery says the grant will help keep the tug operational as well as and is set to help the conservation and maintenance work on the 112-year-old tug, as well as helping with dry docking fees. With Dunedin's Mayor Dave Cull stepping down after serving the city for 3 terms, 14 hopefuls are vying to be elected for the role. In tonight's bulletin, Otago Access Radio host Ian Telfer interviews candidate Bob Barlin as to why he wants to be the mayor and where the chains of office.
Taxi driver, former Army Major and a Red Cross relief coordinator around the globe, including some of the some tricky places, South Sudan, Haiti and Philippines I saw. Bob Barlin. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Ian.
Do you want to just tell us, briefly, kind of how did you get here?
I joined the Army when I was 18 as a soldier and then went up through the ranks to finish as Major. Did a couple of active service postings to Beirut and Damascus and Egypt. And left the Army and went to Hong Kong and then got rung up by the High Commission for Refugees and asked to go to Iran and run their logistics program when 3 million Kurdish refugees crossed the border. And then from there the Red Cross saw me in acting and asked me to go and work for them for a while. So I've worked in a number of countries, Turkey, Afghanistan, former Yugoslavia, Republic of Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan.
But why stand for public office? You've done all that. You don't need to do anything else. Like, what is it? What's driving you now?
Let's just say that I don't like the way we're increasing our debt levels, and I don't like the rates going up by 60% over 10 years when you accumulate it. And I think there's probably a need to have a good look at what infrastructure needs to be done and have a plan of action that actually is phased so that everybody in the city knows what's going to happen. I mean, there seems to me to be a lot of secrecy about what's going to happen. Driving a cab, and I'm sure a lot of people get upset with going around a corner that you drove around yesterday and all of a sudden there's thousands of orange cones in front of you and you can't go anywhere. And then you've got to turn around to the person in your cab and say, oh, sorry, I didn't know this was here. And you've got to take them another way, and then of course I deduct the price because it's not fair on them to be caught out.
So you felt moved to get involved, did you, at that point?
I did, yes.
I mean, I know cabbies are very political. You get in a cab and they always want to talk about politics, right? And they know a lot, don't they, cabbies? They hear a lot. But
I think hearing a lot.
What makes you want to go the other side and be criticised and be in the media and all the things that happen when you're...
Now, I don't know whether climate change is climate change or not. But what I do know is that if you look at the world as being a balloon and you've got a lot of people who just keep on breeding and getting more and more people and more cows and more this and burning this and that, there's only one direction a balloon can go, and it explodes.
Too much growth.
Explode, it implodes on itself.
Right.
You know, you just can't keep filling up a balloon with hot air. Eventually it just keeps coming back down on you. And so the whole spectre of having to work together as a council to come up with a plan of action for climate change or a disaster, because it's the same thing, I'd love doing that. It's a challenge. I'd really like to get into it and do something, because it involves a lot of things other than South Dunedin flooding, okay? That's only one thing. You've got all the coast from north of Waikouiti involving Oamaru down past Brighton. You've got the railway lines, you've got the roads, you've got Mosgiel, you've got the airport. So there's an awful lot of challenges in this, and it can't be taken in isolation, each one. Everything's got to be done as an overall thing.
And you're ready to get stuck in.
Well, I'd like to help, put it that way.
And we'll bring you more interviews with the various candidates over the next 5 weeks. You can also watch the full half-hour interview on odt.co.nz. After the break on The South Today, more industrial action from port unions and supporters, and we look at the chilly weather heading our way for the weekend. See you after the break.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chill.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. For a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Welcome back. More than 250 workers at Port Otago are refusing to work overtime from tomorrow. The strike is a result of stalled negotiations between the two maritime unions and Port Otago regarding concerns about safety and a demand for a 4% wage rise. Following a breakdown of negotiations, Port Otago officials and union leaders reconvened at Otago House today while protesters stood outside. After concerns access to the building was being blocked, the police were called. Following several minutes of discussion, the police left, saying they were happy with the situation. Meanwhile, inside the building, mediation talks stalled again. Union spokesperson John Kerr says progress was made and they remain hopeful next week's discussions will break the impasse. And recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A major Samoan action comedy film set to screen in Dunedin on Sunday, although many moviegoers won't know it has a southern connection. Tongan Language Week is being celebrated in the south, with One Timaru Immersion School hosting a colourful performance from Canterbury's Tongan Society. And Central Otago youngsters showcased their creative talents at the district's second annual Youth Art Exhibition recently. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Hello, Mr. Craig Page.
Good evening, Daryl. Yeah, it's all about the Class Act tomorrow. Today we celebrated, of course, 57 secondary school pupils from around our region who were awarded Class Act awards, which is a Otago Daily Times sponsored event. PM Jacinda Ardern on hand for the ceremony as well, so lots of photos, lots of chances for pupils to get close to the PM. It's now in its 20th year, this event, and about 1,100 pupils have been through it, so it's really quite a prestigious award. Otago University got on board a few years ago, and recipients now get a $6,000 scholarship to Otago Uni as well, so yeah, worth studying hard for. Yes, yeah. It is. We've also got a bit of a first for Invercargill with the Invercargill Licensing Trust and the Southern Institute of Technology announcing today they're going to be set up a training hotel in the city. They're going to develop a link between the Kelvin Hotel and a new 47-built apartment from SIT, which is going to be nearby, and use that as basically as on-the-job training for students down there. So great opportunity for them as well, particularly given a lot of question marks over at Polytechs at the moment in their future. So good initiative there. And finish with our sport and racing lift out as well. The All Blacks named for Saturday's big clash against Tonga. Last hit out before the team heads to Japan. World Cup starts about 2 weeks away, so it's sneaking up on us. Good news, Ben Smith's finally getting back to the number 15 jersey, which is a relief for many. We've also got Liam Coltman on the bench, and Josh Ioane as well has called up his injury cover and hopefully will make his test debut after having to sit out the Argentinian match not so long ago. I guess the key for the match will be players getting through unscathed, and we don't have to worry about injuries ahead of the Cup. So,
indeed.
That's us.
Sounds like a good read.
Thanks
Greg. All that and more in tomorrow's ODT. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with today's southern view, southern flowers needing some rain near the Queen's Gardens. Looking at the situation, temperatures will stay cold tomorrow and through the weekend as the airflow remains from the southerly quarter over the region. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloudy skies and 14 degrees. Across to the northeast, where Nelson and Blenheim are due for a wet day and 12 degrees.Moving down to Canterbury, where it's wet across this region as well. Kaikoura, you're aiming at 10 degrees. Christchurch and Ashburton head for 9. Looking at the southern towns, expect moderate southerlies with showers clearing. The Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore should all reach just 8 degrees. Travelling westwards to central, you should plan for light winds and cloudy skies with showers for some. Wanaka, you should reach 6 degrees. Queenstown, you're aiming for 5 degrees. Alexandra and Te Anau, you can both expect a top temperature of 7. Looking at the northern towns, along the coast, Timaru and Oamaru, expect moderate southerlies and showers. Timaru should reach 9 degrees and Oamaru 8. Further inland, Twizel and Omarama are set for light southerlies and showers clearing. Twizel, you should make it to 7, with 1 degree cooler in Omarama on 6. In Dunedin, showers tonight with cold southwesterlies and an overnight low of 7. Cloudy with showers till mid-afternoon tomorrow, then dry, cold with fresh gusty southwesterly winds, a high of 8 and a low of 5. Mostly cloudy but dry on Saturday, still cold with moderate southwesterlies, a high of 9 and a low of 6. And finally, moving to Invercargill, showers tonight with an overnight low of 7, showers clearing tomorrow but remaining cloudy till evening. Moderately cold southerly winds, a high of 9 and a low of 2. Fine on Saturday with sunny periods and some cloud with light winds, cold temperatures, a high of 10 and a low of 3. That's all from the South Today team for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.